New 6 horsepower Suzuki. It's not broken in yet, so I'll be taking it easy. I will not be going any faster than about half throttle. But there's a lot of warm-up time that's required, and rather than having it just sitting in the garage on a stand, it's so much easier just to bring it out into the lake. I do believe that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be getting used to this handle, so, and of course since I'll be going pretty slow, that should give me plenty of chance to do that. You know how it is getting out of this cove back here. It's a little tricky. I could go down the other side of the cove, then I'd have to cross up here to get out to the next cove and out toward the island. So I'm just going to go the way I normally go. I should have a pretty good idea of where things are, where things go. I'm guessing I'm going to want to change the angle, but until I get to the place where I can open it up, I'm not going to mess with it. Just leave it like that. But just by the way it looks like that the motor could stand to be a little bit straighter. It's not the most beautiful day in the world, but it's not raining, and it is supposed to rain later, especially maybe tomorrow and the next day, or maybe the next day even more so. So I did want to get out here. I ought to look at my watch, see about what time it is, although I think I roughly just about know. Let's see what it says, 1:49. So we're at 1:49. If I stayed out here for 2, 3, even 4 hours, it'd be good. Get a little time on this motor. I'm going to shut y'all off and just ride along and sort of pay attention to where we're going and what's around, and then after I get out of the cove, I'll bring you back. We'll run her a little faster. Love y'all, appreciate you hanging out with me, and I hope you're having a good day wherever you are and whatever you're doing. So there's a few things I'm learning about my motor already. One is that I've got a little knob right here that adjusts how easy it is to turn this. And that's helpful because sometimes I just want to go along and I don't want it to turn, but if I'm resting my arm on it, I inadvertently turn it. The other thing is on the back of the motor, there's another knob that I can adjust, and it adjusts how easy it is to turn this from side to side. So we had adjusted about like it is. Let's see, let's adjust it a little bit more. I don't know if I can show you what I'm doing, but I'm reaching around here now and tightening it. So now, takes a little bit of force. So what I can do in a situation like that is I know I'm going to want to go between those trees up there. I'm going to want to go out this way until I get past this point, and then I'm going to want to head for those trees. So I can set this motor like that, and then I shouldn't have to, work or mess around with the throttle too much once I get it set. Although wind does play a part. I'm feeling a little wind now and realizing that, as I go out that way, the way the wind comes and goes will affect that. I've got a couple of little seats. Well, I got one. And I know they make seats that you can put in here that you can swivel around on. The one I got is a really old one that kind of clamps onto the end's pushing me toward that tree. I don't want to get too close to it. I got an old seat, probably from back in the 50s. It might work. I'll bring it down here later and I'll see if it hooks onto this seat here. If it does, I might give it a try. I know that my buddy, I've got a friend named Jim. He's a big fisherman, and he particularly likes a motor with a what do you call this thing, a little handle on it? he likes that better than a boat with a steering wheel. In fact, he's thinking about buying a new boat and a bigger boat with a bigger motor, but he doesn't want a steering wheel. And he's saying that, you know, a lot of boat makers make these boats that have a long handle on them. You know, for him, he's grown up, spent his whole life fishing out of a boat that he drives by this handle. And for him to have a steering wheel just don't feel right. So I think I kind of get that. I mean, you do tend to go with what you're used to. I kind of like a steering wheel, but you know, I don't have to have one. I'll see how this goes. I have thought about how much trouble would it be to rig a steering wheel just because I'm smart enough to know how to figure out how to do that if I wanted to. That might be an interesting project to take on, you know, especially there's a lot of old boats around that have old steering and shifter parts. I saw where someone made a steering unit out of a shifter, a cable drive shifter, and what they did is they just mounted it so when you push it one way it turns one way, when you pull it back the other way it goes the other way. And I'm thinking, well, that's pretty ingenious. That way you don't have to have a steering wheel and you can just kind of mount it on the side of the boat. There's a lot of different things you can do. Boy, there's a lot of trees right here. Now, I come up through here all the time, but I don't think I realize just how many trees there are here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head around them and go up by the bank. Now, usually when I come out through here, I probably go right over there. That's probably what I do. Is there's a little, if I go straight toward that pole, but there's quite a lot of stuff in there to hit. Just go this way this time. I'm pointing y'all up at the sky, I think. Didn't mean to be, but I am. I would probably set this boat up where I just sort of set mostly over to one side of it. And yeah, just ride around like that way. Get a little something to rest my back against if I wanted to. It's a good place to fish in here. All these trees. I might get into fishing more than I have been. I've messed around with fishing a little bit, but I think I might just fish more, especially now I got me kind of a nice little boat to putter around in, you know, like this. It might suit me pretty well. All right, I'll turn y'all off till I get out past the point there. Love y'all. So I'm out here going along, not very fast. I would guess that's about a quarter throttle. I'm not real happy with my boat. I was leaning over the edge a while ago trying to, I changed the pin to change the angle of this motor a little bit. And I realized that when I get over in the corner of the boat, man, this corner is so close to being right in the water. Now this is a 12-foot boat, not very big. I think I might be happier finding me a little 14-foot, you know, they make 14-foot 10 boats, like there's a million of them out there for sale. I might want to get me one. I've seen them for under a couple $100, you know, and I might just want to get me one. And I think I'd be happier with this motor on a bigger boat, because even at a quarter of like even about a quarter throttle here, man, it feels sketchy. You know, not much boat under me for that. So I think I'm going to turn around and head back in now. It could break out raining any moment, and I think I've had enough of this, so I think I'm going to head back into the cove and hey, do a little shopping, go online and look and see what's for sale today on the marketplace, and with the eye toward maybe finding me a different boat, a little bigger boat. I like this boat because it's small enough for me to drag it all up completely out of the water, and it's still a good boat for trolling. If I want to get out on the lake with this motor, or any motor bigger than a trolling motor, I'm going to want a bigger boat. That's what I'm thinking. All right then. Thank y'all for coming along. Thanks for playing. I think what I want to do, and you probably can't see it, but it's kind of a path between this over here and that up there, and there's a tree sort of sticking out of the water. Usually what I do with the pontoon boat is from about here I kind of take a path that I believe leads me straight to there and misses the things you see sticking out of the water. Now this water is down lower than it normally is. I've hit already 2 or 3 things getting in and out of here today. Just kind of tells me, you know, yeah, it is what it is. You get up in a place like this on low water, things show themselves that would normally be down under. So, see, there's a tree underwater right there, and there's 2, 3, there's one over there. Earlier I went around that way. And I see a tree right to the left of the front of my boat. I'm gonna go inside that tree. What I mean by inside is I'm gonna go between it and the bank here. Something like that one right there. I like being out here. You know, it's an experience. It's a learning experience to be out here with this boat and with this motor. I just felt something bump. Bumped the tree right there. There's one right there to my right. Cut inward some more. I like being on the water more than I like not being on the water, and I want to find the right boat for me. And what I mean by that is, you know, Honey Baby's happy with the big pontoon boat, and that's fine. The big pontoon boat is really completely awesome. But I just want a little boat that's just the right size, little motor, little something that's comfortable to cruise around in all the little coves and things, explore all the places that are hard to get to, you know. There's some places you don't want to take a big pontoon boat because it's too narrow or it's too shallow or something like that, you know. But I also need a boat that I feel comfortable in when I'm out in the big water. And when you're out in the big water, some of them fellers that's got them fast bass boats, they like to run 100 miles an hour in them, and that's okay if you got a big enough boat to take the waves. But you know, as close as I am to the water right here, I'd be a little nervous having to fend off a lot of them. Of course, we don't have a lot of them on this lake, but we do have some. You know, when we have a fishing tournament, all them guys come out and they bring their 200 horse, you know, I think of them as like surfboard boats. They're big and long and flat, close to the water. Got an awful lot of horsepower and all. Real good for going really fast. That's okay. Some people like that. I know that Butch has an old boat. He calls it the Blue Goose. He's got a little 9 horsepower motor on it. He's had that thing for years and years and years, and he's just completely happy with it. He had a motor that I worked on for him and finally went bad, and he went out and bought another one. He just loves his old Blue Goose, you know. I need me something about like a Blue Goose. I need to find me a Blue Goose. It's pretty out here, and it's pretty interesting. I like being here. I think I've already said that once, but I might say it again. I'm prone to repeat myself. It's a peaceful little noise the boat makes when you're going along like this. A little putter, 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 you know, not dreadfully loud or anything. Probably the biggest mess I'm going to make is when I get back over there. It's going to be hard to get this high up on the bank with that motor on it. Probably have to take the motor off and get my feet wet doing it. That's okay, it's not that cold. I can do that. it's kind of an adventure doing this, you know, and part of the adventure is finding what works for me. I had a boat that would probably have been just about right. It was an older boat and a little bit heavy, but it probably would have been, you know, about the right size for what I'm doing and the size motor I've got. I didn't keep it too long. I can't remember where I got it from. Sometimes I buy something for the trailer and then wind up selling the boat, keeping the trailer, or vice versa. But there's plenty of them out there. I'll find me one. I seen somebody that had a Boston Whaler for sale. You know, the Boston Whalers are very stable boats, even though they're close to the water. They have great flotation in them. And, you know, you can get one that's only about 13 feet, but it's very stable. That would have been about perfect. I told the guy I'd take it, and he doubled the price on it. He said, I don't know why he doubled the price. I guess he figured that maybe he could get more for it than what I was offering him for it. So I told him I didn't want it if he's going to do me that way. It didn't seem right, you know. People do you, though. Some people do you a certain way, you know. Get to messing around out on Marketplace, you wind up meeting all kind of people that... Oh, I'm on a tree. Let's see if I can get off. Yeah, can. So yeah, that's what happens out here. You wind up driving up on a tree. I got stuck on a tree over in one of these coves a while back. Oh look, I hope I didn't drive up on that tree. You'd think I would have seen that one, wouldn't you? I maybe did. Felt like it was a pretty big one. Well, I guess that's the good thing about going slow, is if you get up on one, hopefully you won't get up on there such a way that it'll tip the boat over or make you not be able to get off. I need to look and see how much motor I got down in the water. Because when I buy another boat, I'm going to want to make sure that the size of my engine shaft is suitable for whatever I get for a boat. I think my idea of being able to drag one up on the bank high enough where I can just pop the drain plug out and leave it is probably not very realistic, unfortunately. That's okay though. We'll find something that works one way or another. this works good, flipping the boat up like that. It's easy. I know on that 40 horse I used to have on that other bad that had it. It kind of took all my strength to get that up, but see, that comes up pretty good. Now I'm literally, with the weight of that boat on the back, I'm far enough on here, up onto here, so that I can step right out. Which is exactly what I'm gonna do. Now, I was talking about how far down in the water I am. See, right here. Geez, that's only about, I think I got plenty of room for a little boat with a little bit more height to the back of it. See if I can get this up on here. And I guess I'll probably go ahead and take that motor off and take it back up the house.